Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Azizah Nubia here with another session of the Power of Four, and today we're going to be talking about meditation. I have one of my great friends on this chat with me, Miss Althea King. She is a massage therapist, a meditation guide, and she is the director for Inside Body Holistic Life Therapy. So thank you so much, Althea, for being a part of the Power of Four.
Thank you for having me. I'm very honored and delighted to be here.
Wow. I'm excited to have you a part of this because meditation is something that I think a lot of women, if they have not partaken, but add that to their daily ritual.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was thinking to myself about meditation, and your name just started flashing in my head. I said, "Oh yeah, Althea, like she would be the perfect
Yeah.
person just down for that beginner, or to help that person who wants who's already a for a while." So I'm just glad you had the time to talk with me and talk with our viewers about this
Mhm.
topic.
Mhm. Indeed. And like I said, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And I'm honored to share what I know about meditation because I do feel the same way. It's something that's so important to our daily lives and our daily routines.
And it is something so important. So before we get started, can you tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself and how you become this meditation guide?
Okay. Well, I would say meditation has been something that's been a part of my life since I was a child. Um, Even though when I was a child, I didn't really realize I was meditating, but I just remember always having a need to go off and have time to myself in the quiet, no television, whether I was sitting in nature or my bedroom or, I always felt the need to, have these peaceful moments. So the older I got and I just began to read more and just explore different aspects of religion. And then I came across meditation, which was something I remember seeing the word in the Bible. There's scriptures that mention meditation. So I remember hearing it, but that was the real familiarity that I had with meditation was just from, that biblical Christian aspect. So when I began to read and study meditation on a whole, I found out that it's so much more and the benefits, are so much more than just spiritual. Like the spiritual benefits from meditation are the ultimate things, but we also have to be mindful that there are physical as well as psychological benefits of meditation, and that's why it's so important to do it every day. So just, in a part of my journey as I finished school for massage therapy, I was introduced to Conceer and just working with him through Inside Body is where I found my outlet to share this information that I had discovered on meditation with, my peers, my people, as much as they, knew and could see the transformation in me from the time I was a teenager till now. They weren't fully aware of everything I was going through. So just having the outlet to be able to teach the meditation and, again, share my knowledge of this beautiful tool that we all have at our access anytime we're going through anything. You have meditation as a tool for you to use. So it's everything to me. Meditation is a lot. I feel like I don't know what
Okay,
to do.
okay, I had to I had to turn my mic back on because when it's on, it flips back, and when it's off while you're talking, it stays on. So, Um, wow, so that is awesome. So you talk about meditation being a tool. How is it a tool for us?
Mm-hmm.
How is that applied?
Well, meditation is a tool because it's one of those things, it helps you deal with stress, it helps you deal with anxiety, it helps you deal with depression. It helps you truly deal with any, worries or even joys or decisions that you have to make. Like meditation is something, when you look into your toolbox, for me, my toolbox contains my meditation, my healing stones, my essential oils, my affirmations, the things that I go to when I know I need that spiritual healing. So, but meditation is the tool that I don't have to worry, oh, well, I don't have this on me or I need this certain spot. I know that if I can find a quiet place for 5 minutes, then I can meditate. Even if I only have 3 minutes, I can go into a place where, I'm centering myself, I'm grounding myself, or elevating, myself, whichever it is that I need in that time and in that place. That's what I go to my meditation for. It's something also where, the more you use it, the sharper your tool will be. The longer you continue the practice of meditating, you'll continue to get deeper within your own spirit and connect with your true higher self even more, and your intuition will build up. It's like everything just keeps elevating the more you meditate. So that's why I consider it a tool to be utilized all the time. Hmm.
Okay, so it's kind of like meditation is um, a tool that charges up our spiritual power, should we
Yes.
say? Because a lot of times that our spiritual power can lie dormant because we forget that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we can get so
Hmm.
caught up in human experience that we just forget about, like, oh, we have things to help us navigate through this.
Yeah. Yeah.
so, so what is like? Let's go into some practical ways on how a person can, start the meditation process, or even go into that. Um, I don't know, like what is actually happening, or if you knew this, what's actually happening with our spirits when we take the time to meditate? Like go deeper into that. Like when we're sitting down being still,
Hmm.
how is that energy? What's going on within us at that? For if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, and it's like for me, when I went to school for massage therapy and I gained that understanding of anatomy and physiology, I really had such a deeper level of respect for myself, you know what I mean? For when they talk about the powers of healing, and you hear all these different stories about how people can get into an accident and, not be hurt at all, or how a mother can lift up her car to save her child. The human body is amazing. And so when it comes to meditation, it's like it connects you, this powerful, being that we already are. It connects you with your higher self, which is, you are, as they say, as above, so below. We are a reflection of our higher selves. So the more, we take care of ourselves by eating right, you know what I mean, by getting our physical activity, the more elevated our spirit is. And then in addition, when you take the time to meditate and come into a peaceful place with your spirit, then your whole aura begins to glow that much even more. You know what I mean? Things, as in your intuition, these things begin to outshine, and simple life's everyday moments, they aren't bothering you because your spirit has already prepared you. It's almost as if you're connecting with a great ancestor. When you begin to connect with your higher spirit, you're connecting with that great ancestor, that guide, this wise being that is now showing you where you need to move forward and in what direction, as long as you continue to give reverence and do your affirmations and make it the holistic experience, as they say, where you're nurturing your spirit through foods, you're nurturing your spirit through giving reverence, you're nurturing your spirit through giving thanks, and also through your meditations. So your spirit just, it continues to grow and blossom, and work for you, like when they say about the your fight or flight. So these are the two different aspects of your physical self, where when a situation arises, that's usually what people go to. Are they going to flee, or are they going to stand and fight? But a lot of our daily situations keep us in more of that fight mode, you know what I mean? Where we're just holding on and building up all of this tension. And the tension that we're building up is causing us to have, more inflammation in our body, more tension in our body. You know what I mean? You're having a buildup of calciums and different things that are not necessary because your body is in this mode where it's stuck, ready to fight. And the counteract that is in finding the balance in your relaxation. Because in your relaxation, you're releasing the hormones necessary to calm yourself down, to make yourself feel better. And the happier and you feel, the more, I can't even think of the right word I was going to say. The happier you're feeling, I mean, the easier it is to get through so many of these different situations that we're going through in life. So that's where I would put the where our spirits go to. They go to that place of connection with the higher, with the universe, the connection with nature, the connection with all. The more you meditate, the more your spirits are connected, and the more your spirit is connected, again, that's just the easier things flow throughout your life.
That's so interesting. Why you that last piece to what you were talking about, the thing that stuck out is, when you meditate, you become more aware of your spiritual self, and I guess this is that's all we really need is to be aware of the fact that we have that spiritual power. So,
Yeah,
is there a connection between meditation and prayer
I would say there is.
effectively? Because
There,
I've where those
I'm
are
listening.
connected.
Turn on this light here. There we go. There we go. The sun was going down. I thought I had more daylight. Okay. But yes, I would say the connection between prayer and meditation is more in prayer, you're talking to God, or you're talking to the creator, and you're, you know what I mean, you're giving thanks and making requests sometimes too. But in meditation, that's when you're silent and you're listening. You know what I mean? You're not asking for anything. You're taking the information in because you've already done your prayers or your affirmations, whatever it is that you choose to do. You've already gotten that part out of you. So now it's time to sit and listen and be at peace. So they're very similar, prayer and meditation, but I would say they're really not quite the same thing because of that.
All right, I had a hard time getting my microphone together. But okay, so is it when we're in a state of meditation, is it possible for us to connect with like our ancestors or different, spiritual beings? Some people say angels. Do we have connection through the
Yes,
process of meditation to reach out to those higher beings?
yes, we definitely do have those powers through meditation. You'll get to a point, and this is when they call it almost like a cosmic consciousness, because you'll get to a point in your meditations where it's almost as if you're transcending through space and time. You're not just sitting in one place and, not having, barely being able to focus. Like, that's what happens a lot in the beginning. People give up on meditation because, oh, I just can't sit still. You know what I mean? I just don't have time, whatever the case is. But it's like any new thing that you want to learn. You have to give yourself at least 21 days. No, it takes 21 days to start up a healthy habit. Hi. So, give yourself at least that amount of time before you give up on the meditation. And then the more you go into it, you will find yourself just feeling like you're drifting off. You know what I mean? You might be in a daydream and think you've been meditating 20 or 30 minutes, and you open your eyes and only 5 minutes have passed. But you feel as if you left and you went somewhere else. You actually do feel it. I know I've read stories on, there's people, and I think it's in India, where there's a group of men, and they don't eat. They basically sit in the sun and meditate all day long and just drink water. The guy that they interviewed, he had not eaten a bite of food probably in over 20 years. Just drank water, sat in the sun, and just meditated. But the beauty of what he was saying was, the places that he would go and the things that he would see when he would go into these, full day meditations. So when you have the opportunity to go to a meditation retreat, or even sit in on a yoga class that does meditation at the end, because everyone has to find their own style of meditation to begin with. Everyone has to, find what resonates with their spirit. And we all have something that's a little bit different, you know. And even still, there's other types of meditation where, you go into total darkness, and that style of meditation teaches you to really look within and see what is within yourself. You know what I mean? Where are you at? What are the areas of your body that needs that true internal healing? Um, the areas that you need to shine your own personal light on. So with meditation, it's something, there's so many different aspects of it. It's not just something that's limited to just wanting to relax and de-stress. Like, that is, yes, the most beautiful thing about it. But when you really start to get into it, you can communicate with your ancestors, or, you know, be in tune with your spirit animal. Whichever it is that, you're leaning towards, or you feel like you need at that moment, it'll come to you. Mhm.
That's super awesome. I have this meditation exercise that I do
Mhm.
where self self help out, listen to the technique, but where you can connect with your future self
Yes.
through meditation. And when I first tried to do this, it shocked the heck out of me because it was so real. It was like you really do in the meditation process. It's like past, present, and future are all at the same time. And
Yeah.
so with this process, I meditated and connected with the future self, you know, of my like the abundant part of myself,
Mhm.
um, of this powerful, the person that I'm working to get more towards. And it was actually I felt that, so it was just
Yeah.
meditation is awesome, and it's a powerful experience, and it really helps you to remember that you are spirit here having a human experience,
Yes.
and having that opportunity to break away from the human world sometimes makes us feel better.
Mhm. It's
um so before we wrap up, I did want to ask, let's talk
okay.
about some of the fears, the stigmas that people have that prevent them from meditating.
Yeah.
Some people think that meditation is the devil, or it's
Yes.
something scary, or God's gonna condemn them, or they're going to hell.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No, you're right. It's not. And I found that to be the most interesting thing when I first started talking about meditation with, some of the people that I went to church with. I was shocked at their responses, but it was the same. Oh, you better be careful because you never know what you're gonna let in and this and that. And I was just really like, seriously? Like, I thought you believed in God. You know what I mean? I thought you was supposed to have no fear, but God, that was it. So, but it's not. And that's the thing where you really have to do the research for yourself. Too many people feel like, okay, well, meditation, it has to come from a Buddhist standpoint. So if it comes from the Buddhist standpoint, then Christians shouldn't do meditation, or they'll try to incorporate it to Hinduism or some other religion and act as if meditation solely comes from that. But the sad truth is there's so much that originates in Africa that people just don't know anything about. And it wasn't until I got my hands on some books about African meditation, which they call, it's just different styles of yoga. Truly, it's not even something that's just limited to meditation. It was always incorporated with some style of yoga, whether it be a yoga of devotion or yoga of wisdom, yoga that was more just centered on pure spirituality. But the movements that they made were, symbolic to where they wanted to go. And it also ignited different things in their body. You know what I mean? Like if anyone's familiar with reflexology, the whole theory behind reflexology is that there's a point on the foot that coordinates with every aspect of the body. So truly by massaging the feet, you are massaging the whole entire body. So in African yoga, they made sure that people understood that when you're in certain yogic positions and you have your foot pressed down a certain way and you're applying pressure on a certain part of your foot, what areas of the body you are also affecting. So then in your breathing, you know what I mean? You breathe that energy into those parts of your body, and that's how, you know, where they were able to just heal themselves, and not only really heal themselves, but consistently have wellness would be a better way to put it, just through doing these exercises where, you're hitting not only that reflex point in your foot, but you're breathing it in. You're breathing all of your energy and focus on those organs or, your bones, your skin, different aspects of your body. And then at the end of this exercise, you're sitting and listening and, you know what I mean, bringing all your attention to the work you just did. during your meditation. So it's, I mean, when you look at it from that aspect, it's like, how could anybody say that it's something devilish? You know, how could anybody say that it's something evil when you just look at the basic roots of what it is? And, you know, when you're incorporating your yoga with the meditation, you know, you're also healing yourself from all different types of physical disorders. You know what I mean? Like, one of the best things about yoga that I learned is yoga improves your nervous system. You know, your nervous system connects everything in your body. That's your information highway. That's how everything travels through. So the better that system is working, you know what I mean? That's just going to improve your meditations and everything, because if you have nerve pain, anyone who's ever dealt with any type of nerve pain knows you can only be in certain positions for so long before you want to get up. You know, you got to adjust yourself. So doing something like meditation for more than 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, you know, you can't even fathom sitting in a relaxed position. Sometimes not even a chair is comfortable, depending on what type of nerve pain you have. But there's, if you get yourself on just a simple, you know what I mean, just start off with a couple of different yoga postures and, you know, stay consistent with it and include those few postures with meditation, you will notice your nerves start to improve, and you'll notice yourself slowly and surely be able to sit in your meditation positions longer and even just do your daily activities with that much more ease. You know, so it's, I think it's silly, honestly, when people say, oh, meditation is just something, you know, you got to be careful of, especially when they say be careful of what spirits you let in, because that's something where, you know, like I have behind me, you probably can't really see a whole lot of it, but this stand right here that I have, it has my little candle on top and my other little meditation knickknacks. Um, but I always, before I go into my meditation, that's when I say a little prayer. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, I'm at the point where my intuition really lets me know when something strange might be going on, or, you know, you sometimes you can just feel somebody just got, they want to spit on you, you know what I mean? And just, or, you know, throw a little salt into your good time. Um, so those are the times where I'll sit before my meditation. I'll do a prayer, you know, pour my libations and talk to my ancestors, even if, you know, you're not at the point where, you know, you're transcending in meditation where you can actually communicate with your ancestors. That doesn't mean you can't talk to your grandmother or great grandmother that has passed on that may have a word for you. You know, it's important that, you know, we acknowledge those, whether it's an aunt or whoever it is, you know what I mean, these great and powerful women, even if it's someone you didn't know personally. You know, acknowledge these great and powerful women that have moved on, um, before us, you know, for what they've done, especially when you notice that you seem to be dealing with a series of hurdles, because those hurdles, you know what I mean, they can trip you up. They can really trip you up. But that's when it's time to pause and communicate and, you know, find out where it is that you need to go next. So, in those situations, yes, I do. I pray before my meditation, but then I just go in and I don't have that fear. You know, it's a lot of these fears, I think they just come from, you know, this Western society where there's just so much information that they put out there at you. It's almost as if they want you to be afraid of certain things. And that to me is ridiculous. That's the bottom line. That to me is ridiculous. There's certain things that we should not be afraid of. And with meditation, because ultimately you're dealing with your own higher self, And you should never be afraid of your own power and your own higher self at all. Mm-hmm. Take a sip of my water. Mm. Oh my gosh, this water is so good to me. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Ooh, okay. Are you? I don't know if you can hear me talking. I am. I no, I can't hear you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oops. Whew. Oh, best working just fine. Mm. It's true.